let him do his thing. And then if we do it, maybe we do it at lightweight, double champ again. Maybe does that, I defend again. Does that put me in a position to imagine that if he was to win and then we have a rematch?
Oh God,
at
that'd be
lightweight.
incredible.
Oh man, it doesn't get much bigger than that. That's perfect world for me.
Does it bother you to see someone win your title?
No, not at all.
You good?
I'm good.
You're like, I'm good?
I'm good. Happy for him.
You established, you won, you defended.
I won, I defended. Right now I have completely different challenge in front of me. I wish him nothing but the best. ¿Tiene miedo? Claro que tiene miedo, por supuesto. Es como, siempre es una pelea fácil hasta que te ponen el nombre en el contrato.
Islam's not afraid of him. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. Like, neither is Justin Gaethje, neither is Charles Oliveira, neither is Dustin Poirier or Michael Chandler. Those guys aren't afraid of each other. They're fighters. And when you're a fighter, fear is kind of the last thing that crosses your mind in regards to another fight.
While everyone is waiting for the fight announcement of Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria, the new featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski has created a buzz in the UFC community by sharing his desire to fight Ilia Topuria for the lightweight title. Alexander Volkanovski is eyeing a blockbuster rematch with Ilia Topuria, this time at lightweight. He applauded Topuria's ambition to chase a second belt and believes that if Ilia captures lightweight gold while holding on to his featherweight crown, it would create the perfect storm for an epic legacy-defining showdown.
It wasn't the case, and you got to respect what he's doing. He wants to chase he's done with the featherweight, wants to chase the lightweight. Let him do his thing. And then if we do it, maybe we do it at lightweight, double champ again. Maybe does that, I defend again. Does that put me in a position to imagine that if he was to win and then we have a rematch?
Oh God,
at
that'd be
lightweight.
incredible.
Oh man, it doesn't get much bigger than that. That's perfect world for me. But again, you just a few things need to fall into place for that to happen, and that's obviously in time. So let me just do my thing until that happens, because again, I still want to be reasonable.
Ilia Topuria and Alexander Volkanovski had a great rivalry in the featherweight division. However, after Topuria's move to the lightweight division, fans missed the opportunity to see their rematch for the featherweight title. Alexander Volkanovski was surprised when Ilia Topuria vacated the featherweight title to move up. He always knew Topuria wanted to make that move and believed the only featherweight fight Ilia would have considered was a rematch with him. Volkanovski expected Topuria might try to hold on to the featherweight belt to pursue double champ status, but the UFC didn't allow it.
Were you shocked when he released the belt at 145 and now he's gonna go to 155?
Yeah, I was still surprised that he did do that. I knew that he wanted to move to lightweight. I knew that if he was ever going to fight at featherweight again, it would be against me, and that's it. Like, I was the only fight that he was interested in fighting again in featherweight. But I thought he would want to hang on to that and do the title fight to say he was double champ.
Yep.
But the UFC, I just don't think was going to let that happen. And the fact that he's committing to the lightweight, I think that puts him in a good position to claim that next title fight. So I think that's going to happen for him. I don't know.
Alexander Volkanovski admitted he was caught off guard by how everything unfolded with the featherweight title. He sensed something was going on behind the scenes when they gave him a fight date but couldn't confirm his opponent right away. It was only 2 weeks before the official announcement that his next fight would be for the vacated title.
But I'm just going with that. So I was a little surprised, but at the same time, I knew something was going on. Something was going on. But they told me the date, they couldn't give me the exact person. Only 2 weeks before they announced that, I found out it was Diego. I just thought, is it interim? Or I didn't know. I was listening to Dana White's live feed, and that's where I found out it was actually for the vacated belt. I was like, oh damn, okay, sweet,
On the other hand, Ilia Topuria expressed genuine happiness seeing Alexander Volkanovski reclaim his title, saying Volkanovski deserved it and was glad to see him succeed. When asked if it bothered him to watch someone else hold the belt he once took, Topuria dismissed the idea, saying he's completely focused on a new challenge now. He emphasized that both he and Volk established themselves by winning and defending the title, and he wished nothing but the best for everyone.
He's so great. I was so happy for him this Saturday because he really deserved to get that title back.
Does it bother you to see someone win your title?
No, not at all.
You good?
I'm good.
You're like, I'm good?
I'm good. Happy for him.
You established, you won, you defended.
I won, I defended. Right now I have completely different challenge in front of me. I wish him nothing but the best, and to everyone. Like, I wish the best wins all the time.
That's great.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Alexander Volkanovski has now set his eyes on Evloev's unbeaten streak as he believes taking him out would cement my legacy. Volkanovski expressed interest in facing Movsar Evloev, pointing to the Russian's undefeated record as a tempting challenge. He sees Evloev as a rising force in the division and believes handing him his first loss would be a major milestone in his own legacy.
I do like that, undefeated record. That I'd love to take that 0, especially for legacy and where I'm at. You're taking out an undefeated guy. You still say I don't know how old he is, but he's still that younger generation, younger than me anyway. And that wrestler, like that sort of different style as well. Going out there taking, because I'm sure, when it's all said and done, Mosva I think is still going to be up there. I can see him being a problem for a while. And I go take him out, and he keeps building his resume. To have that name on my resume would be good.
So, the fans think Topuria versus Volkanovski in the lightweight division is not going to happen soon, but the fight they are waiting for is the Islam versus Topuria title shot. There is no confirmation so far from the UFC, but the fans believe this fight will happen soon. Ilia is completely ready for this fight. Ilia Topuria said he wants to move up to lightweight because he believes he can beat the current champion. He respects Islam and knows he's a tough fighter, but Topuria isn't looking for easy fights. He said he doesn't want to fight people he knows he can easily beat. Instead, he wants tough opponents who fans think will give him a real challenge.
So what makes you want to move up to 155?
Because I really believe that I can beat the current champion, Islam. You can't be a world champion by chance, you know? You have to do things great.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah.
But I like the competition, and I don't like to be a bully and fight with people that I know 100% that I'm gonna walk his. I like to fight with people that the fans think that it's gonna be very competitive.
Ilia Topuria vows to outclass Islam Makhachev at his own game right in front of Khabib. Topuria says he wouldn't just beat Islam Makhachev, he'd submit him using Makhachev's own go-to move. Confident in his skills, Topuria said he'd dominate Islam in front of Khabib Nurmagomedov, turning the tables on the Dagestani game plan. Instead of being overwhelmed, Topuria plans to take the fight to the ground, control it, and prove a point on Makhachev's turf under Khabib's watch.
How would you beat Islam Makhachev?
Me personally, I would ask him like, what's your favorite submission? Whatever, dark show, I'm gonna submit you with that.
So if you ask him what his favorite submission is, you would do that to him.
Yeah.
This is a guy that's trained and coached by Khabib.
I take him close to Khabib. I will submit him closer to Khabib.
You'll submit him in front of Khabib.
Yeah. Khabib used to take people, take them down, and talk to Dana. I will take him,
and then talk to Khabib.
Talk to Khabib.
However, the problem is Islam and his team don't think Ilia Topuria is a deserving contender. Khabib Nurmagomedov questioned Ilia Topuria getting an immediate title shot against Islam Makhachev, saying Islam has already taken risks by facing featherweight champions. He explained that if Topuria loses after jumping straight to a title fight, it won't add value to Islam's legacy. Khabib said Islam is ready to fight anyone, but only once they've proven themselves at lightweight.
Я не знаю просто, какие договоренности были у Топурии с UFC. Просто если смотреть со стороны Ислама, Ислам уже 2 раза давал шанс чемпиону в 66. Оба раза Ислам выиграл. Сейчас 3-й раз ему давать. Ну хорошо, представим, Топурия переходит, перешел и дерется сразу за пояс. Ислам его выиграл. Потом Топурия дерется еще один бой. Он еще раз проигрывает. То есть он вообще никем не был в 155, и Ислам выиграл человека, который никем не был в 155, в 70 килограмм. Из-за этого, как для наследия, для Ислама, для его резюме, я Ислама риски тоже понимаю. И из-за этого Ислам говорит, пусть подерется, пусть станет реальным претендентом, и Ислам будет драться с любым. Ислам же сказал, я буду драться с любым бойцом.
Khabib also revealed that Islam is interested in moving up to the welterweight division, but they won't pursue it because Bilal Muhammad is the champ there, who is their close friend. Khabib said for them, personal relationships matter more than chasing titles.
Ислам хочет 77 подраться. Но мы там не можем драться так, как там Билал. Для нас близкий человек. Из-за этого мы не можем менять отношения на пояса.
However, Ilia Topuria feels Islam Makhachev is afraid of facing him, and that's why he is moving up. Islam said he doesn't want to fight Topuria because he is a small guy, but Topuria said he is trying to run away from him by making such excuses.
Lo que hemos podido ver es primero que Makhachev no se abre del todo a pelear contigo, quizás porque tenga algún tipo de...
¿Tiene miedo? Claro que tiene miedo, por supuesto. Es como... siempre es una pelea fácil hasta que te ponen el nombre en el contrato, ¿no? Así que todos lo sabemos. Si fuera tan fácil y si fuera tan enano como él dice, ya compartiría el octógono conmigo, ¿no? Por algo no quiere. Yo lo entiendo, así que está bien. Súbete hacia arriba.
UFC legend Daniel Cormier rejected Ilia Topuria's accusation, claiming Islam Makhachev is not afraid to fight him. Cormier, who is a close friend of Islam and has known him for many years, emphasized that Islam isn't intimidated by Topuria. He clarified that while Topuria may strike fear into some fighters, others like Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, and Michael Chandler are not afraid of each other. According to Cormier, fear is not a factor that crosses the mind of a true fighter when it comes to facing their opponent.
Ilia Topuria is a cool guy, but I kind of disagree. I know for sure Islam Makhachev is not afraid of him. I'll tell you this as a person that's a friend of Islam, a person that's known Islam for years and years and years. He's not afraid of him. So while Ilia Topuria may strike some fear in most or some, Islam's not afraid of him. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, like, neither is Justin Gaethje, neither is Charles Oliveira, neither is Dustin Poirier or Michael Chandler. Those guys aren't afraid of each other. They're fighters. And when you're a fighter, fear is kind of the last thing that crosses your mind in regards to another fighter.
On the other hand, reports are coming that Islam is waiting for the result of UFC 315 to finalize his decision, but Belal Muhammad advised his friend Islam Makhachev to go ahead and lock in his next fight, expressing full confidence that he will be the one walking away with the belt at UFC 315. Aware that his presence at welterweight has disrupted Islam's plans to move up and claim a second title, Belal made it clear he's not backing down. Despite the speculation surrounding the division, Belal emphasized that Islam should start his training camp immediately, no matter who he's preparing for, because in Belal's eyes, the welterweight throne isn't changing hands anytime soon.
Now it seems like maybe there's some sort of holdup. Have you known him to be desirous of becoming a double champion prior, maybe more than trying to go down as like the greatest lightweight champ of all time?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. We said it, and he's, oh man, you ruined my plans. It's one of those things, like, oh, you won the belt, you ruined my plans.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, where there's people now, they're waiting to see what happens this weekend. But I tell them, like, I would get your fight signed, because I'm not leaving Montreal without the belt. I'm still going to be the champ. So start your camp right now. Whoever you have in line, whoever you have in store, you're good.
Similarly, Dan Hooker also thinks the UFC is holding off on any big lightweight decisions until the outcome of Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. If JDM pulls off a win, Hooker sees Islam Makhachev moving up to welterweight to chase gold, which could open the door for a Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria title fight at lightweight. But if Islam stays at 155, Hooker believes a showdown with Topuria is the most likely next step.
JDM wins 100%, Islam will go up and fight for the welterweight title. That's what they're all waiting on for this whole, like, we're waiting on for this weekend before anything gets announced with Islam or Ilia or any of that. Like, it's all up in the air. Like, if yeah, I'd say JDM wins 100%, Islam goes up, and then we'll probably see Charles and
Topuria
fight for the lightweight belt.
Do you reckon that Belal and Islam
if Belal wins, then Islam will fight Ilia for the belt.
Belal Muhammad also warned Ilia Topuria to be careful with his call-outs, especially when targeting someone like Islam Makhachev. He acknowledged that Topuria is gaining hype and entering that phase of his career where fighters start calling big names and trying to emulate the McGregor formula. But Belal made it clear that Islam isn't the guy to play games with. It's different with him, Belal said. If you disrespect Islam, he doesn't wait to get paid to handle it. He'll remind you what real disrespect means, even if it turns into a street fight.
Yeah, I mean, be careful what you wish for, right? If you're Ilia, you got a lot of guys in your division, you still have to fight. Ilia's getting to that point, right, where you're undefeated, you're getting a lot of hype, so now you're just starting to call out and, play that game of trying to be like the next McGregor. But you don't want to mess with Islam and them because, like they said, like it's different there. You want a street fight, they'll street fight you. They're not Islam doesn't care about, oh, let's get paid for it. Like he sees you, you disrespect him, he's going to show you what disrespect means from Dagestan.
Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria spoke confidently about his potential matchup with Islam Makhachev, saying that there are many factors working against Islam when it comes to facing him. He believes that Makhachev will have a tough time dealing with him and knows that all it takes is one punch to change the fight. Topuria made it clear that while he doesn't throw wild punches, he knows how to wait for the right moment. He's confident in his ability to land that decisive punch, stressing that it's a matter of timing and technique, not recklessness.
So many things against Islam that he's gonna have some hard time with me, and something he knows and we all know is that the only thing I need it's one punch, and you know for sure that I'm gonna connect that one punch because I don't throw my punches like a crazy, you know?
Ilia Topuria explained that he waits for the perfect moment to strike, applying a lot of technique behind each punch. He moves his head and calculates where to land it, confident that he'll eventually connect. He believes that when he does, the outcome will depend on fate, whether Islam Makhachev will go to sleep or not. Topuria also acknowledged that while his striking is his main focus, he is capable of submitting Islam if the opportunity arises.
I'm waiting for my moment and I apply a lot of technique behind that punch, you know. I move my head and I know where to throw that punches, and we all know that at some point I will connect that punch, and everything will depend on what God will decide. If he wants to go, if he wants to send Islam to sleep or not, who knows that? I know that.
Didn't you say you want to submit him?
Yeah, I can also submit him.
Moreover, Ilia Topuria expressed excitement about the possibility of fighting some of the top fighters in the lightweight division. He mentioned Dustin Poirier as a prime example, calling him a fighter who gives everything in the octagon, always fighting until the end. Topuria believes that a fight with Poirier would be thrilling for both himself and the fans. He also highlighted other potential matchups with Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira, and Justin Gaethje, emphasizing the many exciting battles he could have in the lightweight division.
Just imagine a fight between me and, I love that dog, Dustin Poirier. He's a fighter, you know what I mean? You know that he goes in and he fights till he dies. You're gonna have that guy in front of you fighting and try to take your head off. That's a very exciting fight for me, and I think for the fans also. Islam is a great fight. Charles is a great fight. Justin Gaethje is a great fight. I can mention you so many great fights that I could have in the lightweight division.
Dustin Poirier also praised Ilia Topuria's striking, saying he has the timing, rhythm, and power to knock anyone out from featherweight to welterweight. He highlighted Topuria's ability to land clean shots, pointing to his knockout of Max Holloway as something few ever expected to see. But when it comes to a potential fight with Islam Makhachev, Poirier admitted the size difference could be a major problem. Islam's a big guy, and I felt it firsthand, he said. He can't make 145 and his wrestling is on another level. According to Dustin, Topuria's dangerous, no doubt, but Islam might just be too much.
Like, I think from 45 to 170, Topuria has the power and the skills to knock anybody out. His timing, his rhythm, his power is incredible. But the size difference with Islam's wrestling is, I've never seen Topuria in person. Obviously, I fought Islam. He's a big guy. You know, Islam can't make 45. I know they say Topuria might walk around 190 outside of fights and stuff, but I just think Islam is just too much. But what, I don't know. But like I said, if Topuria does connect, he can put anybody out.
Furthermore, Chael Sonnen and Daniel Cormier discussed the potential matchup between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev. Chael Sonnen believes that Ilia Topuria needs just one major win, whether it's over Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan, or Justin Gaethje, before a fight with Islam Makhachev becomes massive. He said if Topuria gets that victory, a matchup with Islam could be promoted on the same blockbuster level as John Jones versus Tom Aspinall.
Ilia Topuria is undefeated champion of the world. I believe wherever he is a title opportunity, but they didn't announce it. And if they didn't announce it, there is room to hold out hope that Ilia is going to have one fight first, because Ilia versus Islam's a big fight, but that's where it ends. That is not crazy blockbuster business. That is not going to do Aspinall Jones. You give Ilia one victory over a Charles,
yeah.
over an Artem, over a Gaethje, and then you make that poster for him and Islam, we're having a completely different conversation, to the point that I would believe that would be as big as Jones and Aspinall.
Especially if he does it better.
Yes.
Or even close to how Islam did it. Then your imagination can start to go crazy.
Yep.
For you.
As the lightweight division hangs in suspense, fans are eager to see how the landscape shifts with Ilia Topuria's rapid rise, Islam Makhachev's uncertain next move, and Alexander Volkanovski's push for redemption. Whether it's a super fight at lightweight or a new challenger emerging after UFC 315, one thing is clear: the division is heating up and a blockbuster showdown is only a moment away.